Hello, everybody. This is Erin Cruz. I'm hoping that you can hear me. I know it's a Saturday night. We're all really busy, and of course, I've got my hands full with recall and a lot of other things going on. But I'm going to let everybody get caught up here, get dialed in, share this stream. I want to make sure our streams are up, in fact, because I could not get on YouTube. I could not get on Periscope. So I'm just going to try this again. I think about 2 weeks ago, the Instagram kicked me off of their platform. So that was quite frustrating. But nonetheless, I just want to make sure everything is up and running. All of our stream and our comment sections are up. So that way, I can take a look at your questions when we get to the Q&A. So let's go ahead and take a look. Looks like we are live. Looks like perhaps Periscope isn't connected. Is this true? Hi, Wayne. Hi, Jerry. Oh, thank you, Carrie, not Jerry. Thank you. That's on 8.5 by 14-inch paper, right? I just want to confirm. There have been a lot of people who have made it a point to bring up that paper size, it's so unusual. Well, the great thing is we don't have to have the Secretary of State furnish all these documents to us like it once was, and we are able to take a bit more control and initiative in our state. I'm taking a look here to see if this is up on Periscope. Hi, Diane. Are any of you on Periscope? Are you on Facebook? It looks like you're on Facebook. Is that correct? Okay, legal paper. Good. I just want to see if we can get this on Periscope. And if not, I'm going to take the link from Facebook and share it there. The issue is that social media hasn't been real friendly, and I want to make sure everybody gets this video, that we all can sit here and have a little bit of a chat about what's going on in California, about the petitions, about the recall, and make sure we're all on point. And we are all, oh, there we go. I'm going to take this and share this. How do we... You know, for being a techie, I'm not very techie. Oh, yeah, it's not letting me, but let's go ahead and see if we can just pull this up. If anybody can share this feed from Facebook, if you are on Twitter, if you could share it, that would be great. I just want to make sure there's so much conversation on all the platforms. We want to make sure it gets everywhere. We'll also be sharing it later as well. Let's go ahead and get started. So California is facing some really tough times in terms of division, and we need unity. We need a fight for our state, and we need to come together like never before and be proactive. And divisiveness is not going to help us. And I want to talk a little bit about the recall. Our recall is an approved and official Secretary of State approved recall. We have a petition. If you go to the Secretary of State's website, which I will go ahead and I will drop that here for you guys. If you go to their website, you will actually see the documentation about our recall there. And I believe that we have to be more proactive about sharing this information with other people. There are a lot of people saying that our recall is not a fake recall, believe it or not. They're saying that it's a fake recall. And not only is that wrong, it's irresponsible. And quite frankly, it undermines the process. It undermines us as a people. It causes issues. When in fact, we've been working on this recall for almost 9 months. And this has not been an easy feat. by any means, and to do or say such things is it's just not right. And when it comes from leadership, the people who are sharing this information with the public and dividing and passing misinformation and disinformation, when that comes from leadership or people who are running other recalls or people who are part of consulting firms or organizations who are trying to pad their pockets for whatever reason and trying to undermine actual grassroots efforts and the people in the state, our party, our people, be it Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, Green Party, no party preference, that doesn't matter. We have to come together as a people. And when I have groups that are literally putting their own political, prosperous pocketbook in front of the needs and the will of the people, I get a little protective. I'm like a mama bear, okay? It's not because this recall is mine, it's because this recall is yours, and it doesn't matter if I'm doing it or somebody else is doing it. We as a people in the state of California need to unite for what is right and good in the state. Otherwise, we might as well just stay with the tyrants in office like Gavin, Gruesome, Newsom. So let me go ahead and give you this information. I have this link right here. We're going to talk about truth bombs. There is absolutely no need to call people names, to be divisive. All we have to do as a people is share the truth. And as many know, the truth will set you free. And in fact, you share the truth and it will deflate the lies. So one of the links I'm going to give you here, it's a link to the Secretary of State's website. And let me put this in one more place because I have several places I need to update this. And then I will go to one more. So I just dropped a link, and if you go to that link, or maybe you're watching this video so you can't go to it, it takes you to the Secretary of State's website, where as you can see on the second line item, it says Governor Gavin Newsom filed by Erin, Cruz, and 137 other proponents, August 2, 2019. Underneath that, it says calendar of events. What does that mean? That means that we have an approved Secretary of State recall. And if you click the link where it says PDF, you will also be given, hi, I love the American flags, Lauren. Love it, love it. If you click that link, you're going to be able to be given another document, which is on the Secretary of State's website. It's also on our website, where you basically can provide these links to people and say, this is an official recall, get involved or get out of the way. This is an official approved petition. We have signatures to collect. We have a lot of them to collect, and we are not going to let anything stop us. So provide information, provide data, and just say the truth. That's all you need to do. I'm going to go ahead and go into one more link for you guys. I need to drop that second link over here for the people on. Oh, look at that. There's Lauren again. I'm going to drop a second link so everybody over on the other platforms on YouTube can see. Oh, hi, Culture Leadership. So what I wanted to talk about today is, yes, I want to talk about the recall of Gavin Newsom. I want to talk about the petitions. I want to talk a little bit about our workshop last night, which, by the way, I can't upload the video to Facebook. It won't let me. However, we will be figuring out a way to get that video to you, even if I have to upload it here to YouTube. But what I wanted to talk to you about before we go into the workshop a little bit is this issue of divisiveness. We have work to do, folks. You guys are all over the state. You're organizing. I heard there were a couple of people. There were a lot of people between gun shops, gun shows, tables set up in front of stores, people collecting petitions out front of stores. You name it, folks, you're fighting. You're on the front lines all weekend this weekend. And I'm so blessed to hear that we're taking our state back and that you are taking an active role. What I've also heard, though, is that people are saying they don't know that they have a drop-off location in their area, or that if they have a pickup location in their area for a petition. And people are seeing that other groups are using this as a division. So what we've done is we've decided to figure out a way where all of these coalitions, okay, we have so many coalitions, different groups, gun groups, freedom groups, peace and rally groups, other types of groups want to recall Gavin Newsom. So we as an organization want you to know who are the trusted drop-off locations for your petitions, because we don't want you to just hand your petition off to just anyone. Please, if you've collected signatures, either mail it to our address or find an authorized, committee authorized drop-off location. And this becomes very important. So I want to pull up that information for you. We've added a submit drop-off location form to our website. So if you know of a local shop that has the 8.5 by 14 petitions for recall, if you know of a shop that has them out for people to come by and sign, or if you know somebody that's collecting them, the petitions, or is a circulator, we need to know what's going on out there. You are boots on the grounds. We need to know. So we created a way for you to let us know so we can contact those people, those individuals, and we can call them and talk with them, find out what it is that they're doing, and make sure that if they have a place where people in that community can go and sign, we can list that signature place and people can go there and sign. Then we can also assign them somebody to make sure that they're able to then submit the petitions to us so we can then gather them all together and then get them to the county registrar, okay? So we have this link available for you. Let me go ahead and drop it here in the comments. Awesome! You have a retail store in Thousand Oaks. Well, if it's you have the the retail store and it's your store and you own it, and you'd like to open it up and put petitions out there where people can sign, and you would like to go ahead and then turn them in or hold them and then maybe talk to our team and become a collection location as well, we can talk about that and we can set that up. We just need to be able to communicate it. So how do we do this? Oh, that's awesome. Monday through Saturdays. That's a lot of time for people to come in. So what I did was I just dropped in a little form right there, right under where you guys are typing. And basically you go to the website and you put in your information. You put in the information of the location that you either saw or where we can add and contact, and it'll go right to us. Then we can reach out to these people. We can reach out to you and make sure everything is okay, make sure that you have the right petitions, make sure that you have the right instructions and that everything is going well. And then that will be able to make sure that we can put that information, your information, or the information you provide on our website. So let me go ahead and put this link in our other system over here because there's a lot of them. And then we will go to the other part. We have the new submit drop-off location form. So go ahead and make sure you share that with all your friends. Tell them if they know of a place like this kind person in Thousand Oaks who's fired up to get rid of Gavin Newsom, to recall Gavin Newsom, and is willing to put his petitions out there for people to sign. If you know of people, have them fill out that form so that way we can put those trusted, verified, and vetted locations on our website, and we can make sure the public knows where they can go to sign the petition. This is a day and age when we have a lot of information and we want to make sure that everybody has it, because again, if we have 50, 100, 2,000, 3,000 Facebook groups and everybody's talking about where they can go, but nobody has an idea of across the line where those areas are, that's an issue. So let's get them all to one place, let's get them looked at, and let's get these locations online, okay? So then there's one more new addition to the website. I believe I sent out an email. If you're not on the email list, go to ranaf.org. That's ranaf.org. Sign up, and that way we'll send you mailers as new information comes in. But what we added was we added a training tab That's going to hold all of the information about our workshops we hold. That will be formal workshops as well as relaxed workshops where basically, you can listen for an hour to the whole workshop or a condensed version. So you're going to be able to have that available to you. Then also we have free media. We did want to make sure that you were able to get, what is that? No, that's not it. Okay, let me get that. So we put in graphics. It's called graphics. I had the wrong one. We put in graphics. Now, I am all about we need to raise funds for the recall, okay? We do. Oh, I would love that too, Eva. Why don't you call them? Call them and let them know. I'd be willing to come on anytime. So, but let's get back to the story here. Graphics. We do have fundraisers where the proceeds go to the recall. Okay, we do. We have t-shirts, we have hats, we have different things. Golf balls with Gavin Newsom's head on it. Recall Gavin Newsom. People can get really spirited about. We do have those things on our website. The profit or the proceeds go to the committee to recall Gavin Newsom. All the funds go to the recall to send out petitions and other things. But we can't stop there. We need to make sure that those people that maybe can't afford that and that maybe want to print their own little sign or paper and just spend a couple of dollars and they want to get out the word about recalling Gavin Newsom, we want to make sure you have the graphics so you can do what you want. All the way to printing your own hat or t-shirt or whatever it might be. Because our items are online, they're priced a little bit higher because they are made in America, and many of them, and they are, they have a little bit more of a margin on them, so we get the contributions, so the money does go toward the recall. So, but if people can't always afford that, so we want to make that accessible to you so you can print your own materials. They're free use graphics. We'll be adding more. Feel comfortable and free, downloading them, making your own gear, making your own bag, whatever it might be. Have at it, have fun, make a big banner if you want. It's up to you. You need to support your recall Gavin Newsom now pride. Let's just put it that way. So we wanted to make sure that that was available. Okay, and then let's take a look here. There was one more line item on the website that we added. Drop-off locations, submit drop-off location, training, shop, instructions. Okay, so people were asking, they said they didn't understand that we had a workshop yesterday in Orange County, that they weren't aware of it, and that they would have liked to have known so they could have attended. Well, that particular workshop was on our Facebook page here. Any workshops, subsequent workshops will be listed there. We'll also have them on our website. We don't have any on there now because we have to add another page and we'll have our team add them. But there will be other workshops. And again, we'll do these online town halls, if you will, where we can sit down and I can answer your questions. So without further ado, I want to talk to all of you about some of the issues that are concerning you. So right now, I'm going to take a look at what the comments are right here, and I'm going to speak to you about them. Sherry B is replying to Maggie. You can sign up and receive info and download petitions per the site. There's a tab for your county in the tabs. Yes. So, okay, so let me go ahead and this is good. Yes, you can download petitions at ranaf.org, and you can also go to RAN Action Fund, our page. I'm putting both in the Facebook tab there that you can go to join and follow our page so you get our updates. If you're already on Facebook and you're watching this, or if you're on another platform and you're watching this, you can join just via our website and sign up for our mailer, and you'll get our emails. You just have to make sure that you whitelist them because we want to make sure that you see them. So check your trash, check your spam, okay? I'm going to go down. Oh, okay, there are some good people on here. This is awesome. So let me take a look. Looks like it's hiding some of the comments here. Let's go over here. How strange. So the Erin Cruz show, I'm wondering why this did this. Let's put this right here. Maybe that'll go. We need Maggie Miller. Thank you, Maggie Miller, for your comment. Maggie Miller says we need a place in Northern California. Is there any way to sign online? Those are two great questions, Maggie. Can you sign a petition online, an actual recall petition? The answer is no. An actual recall petition has to be signed in person, in ink, and needs to have all of the approved information on it. So right here I have with me the approved Secretary of State approved recall petition. It needs to be printed this size, which is 8.5 inches by 14 inches, and it needs to have at minimum 1 inch top margin and 0.5 inch bottom margin. To make sure that your petition is printed properly, there's about 0.5 inches on each side, maybe a little bit more, just to make sure that your sizing is right when you print the PDF. Where do you get the PDF? You get the PDF at our website, RANActionFund/petitions. So I will drop that information in the feed. There you go. So to answer your question, no, you cannot. You cannot sign a petition online. Not an actual recall petition, because the petitions have to be gathered. Information needs to be put down about your county, your information, and then a circulator, or if you are signing your own petition that you printed, you sign here at the bottom. Okay? It's very specific, must be original. You would then return this document to our office or to your local office, and you would then be cheering because you've submitted this information and you're one step closer to recalling Gavin Newsom. That's how that works. So right now I'm going to go ahead and give you the address because I'm sure you would like that address. The other question is, Maggie, are there places in your area up in Northern California where you can sign? Yes. Northern California is a very large area, and we are adding locations every day. And when I say every day, we have a list. And so we have to go down and talk to people and verify that you can, we don't want just anyone collecting the signatures and holding these petitions, okay? We want to make sure that the people who are holding petitions are valid individuals that are trusted, that this is confidential information. So we want to make sure that all of the places that we list as an organization as proponents of this recall are legitimate, that you can trust them to the best of our knowledge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in the area where you can look up drop-off locations. So let's look for this link. I know this is a lot of links, folks, but it's good information. Perfect. Okay, so let's take a look. Placer County. Yes, Placer County is on board. Yes, you are getting organized for your signing, and you are teaming up. I love it. There are a lot of people there who are really fired up to recall Gavin Newsom, and it's great to see the turnout there. What we also need to know is if you have friends or family in LA County, okay, San Diego County, we need to know if they have heard anything about more individuals there. We need at least 50 places where people can go sign in LA. We're working towards it, but again, we have to check all of the individuals out that are collecting signatures. We know they're out there. We're getting the names, so that's great news. But again, we need more. So if you know of somebody that's collecting signatures on our approved Secretary of State petition to recall Gavin Newsom, let us know. Make sure you go to that link to submit that form for drop-off location. I'm going to put that in there one more time just to make sure it got on all platforms, because I don't think I put it in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go up and look. I love that, Crystal Jade, about Jose. Yes, do you want to start one in your area? We as a people need to be more proactive, and instead of looking to everybody else, we need to look within ourselves. This is a huge, huge push to recall Gavin Newsom, and it is not me. I may be leading it with proponents. I may have had volunteers who wanted this, but many of you were crying out for this, and you wanted this as well. And I wouldn't have done this all on my own. I couldn't have done it. But if I hadn't stepped forth, and if many of you hadn't stepped forth, we wouldn't be where we are today. And we need more and more people to step forward. Be courageous. We are not alone here in California. We are fighting. There are many of us across party lines who are ready to get rid of Gavin Newsom and to have him recalled and send him packing. And this is something we can do. You can also gather petitions and be a circulator and take that initiative. There are people on here who have been doing this for a very long time, who do this very well, and they have put up instructionals. I believe if you scroll down our Facebook page and otherwise, you will see that there are instructionals to be able to see how you set up a table, where you might be able to set up a table, how you set it up, how this works in terms of collecting signatures, and what you need to be able to do this properly. So please scroll down. I know Valerie Barber is on our page. Big shout out to Valerie Barber. She has been leading the charge in various areas in Rancho Cucamonga, San Bernardino, I wouldn't say Fresno, maybe I'm wrong. She's traveled quite a bit. She's really fired up with many people to be able to get this done. So please listen to individuals like Crystal Jade. We all can take part. We all are players here. Not one of us could do this on our own by ourselves. So yes, take the initiative and make it happen. Okay, so James Rogers says, Placer County, Roseville. Okay, there is, let's take a look. There is a link for the drop-off locations, and it would be best if you check out those drop-off locations and see which drop-off locations are closest to you. We've added many of them just in the last couple days, and you are going to see this balloon. So as many of you are reaching out, we'll see more and more drop-off locations as well as signing locations, because that's equally as important. We definitely need to have more places for people to sign. So many are asking how to find someone in their area. I've tried explaining that on Facebook to go to files. Diane is saying. Yes. So here's the thing. I know it's a lot to print a document, to get an 8.5 by 14 document printed. It maybe isn't something you want to have to squeeze in, but how bad do you want to get rid of Gavin Newsom? How much is it for you to be able to download a file onto your computer, or in some telephones you can put it on your phone, it depends on your phone, and go to a store and use their copy machine to print out, because many of them print out either a saved PDF file on a flash drive, or even do automatic file transfers from phones. There are various ways that you can do it. You can also, there's another option, is you can give that file to an organization. I know a couple people said they used a big box store, and they also used a local store. They did an online thing. They submitted the file, said it had to be on 8.5 by 14 paper, and they ordered it online, and it cost them $2. They went and picked it up, and when they were out at the store for something else, and that was that. They picked up the document, they signed it, they put it in the mail, and they sent it to us. And so my question would be, how bad do you want to see Gavin Newsom recalled in the state of California? We will, as we see in this movement billow out, we will have signature zones all over the state and locations, drop-off locations all over the state. There's no doubt about that. But there's also no reason to wait to sign the petition. So again, you can go to our website. That's recallgavinnow.com or ranaf.com. That's ranaf.com to download the petition. So I'm going to take a few more questions right here. Okay, anybody have any questions? Eva, yes, I would love that. So call them and tell them, hey, have Erin Cruz on. Deb, that would be awesome if you connect with more people in San Diego County. I know we've had a couple of people in San Diego. They're going to be drop-off locations, pick-up locations, and signing locations. One individual, I think, was added tonight to the list. They'll be listed tomorrow. We try to make sure that we get them all listed at night and ready for the morning. People can then take a look and see if there are any new locations. Yes, Carrie, Crystal is awesome. Hi, Barbara. It's good to see you. Well, Carrie, I don't know if I would advocate that, but if you do own your own business, definitely printing it off, just as a personal use thing versus a business use. I'm a stickler that way, but that's just me. Let's take a look. Yes, so ranaf.org, yes. Ooh, did I say ranaf.com? Oh my gosh. Recallgavinnow.com and ranaf.org. ranaf.org. Lots of different things that I've been doing today. Thank you for your patience. Well, if there are any more questions, I'll give it a minute here. Please let me know. Oh my goodness, Justin. Okay, you bring up a good point. Justin mentions a recall rally on October 5th, that it will be at the state capitol. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. The people are ready to rock and roll. The 2 million group on Facebook has led the charge on this, and they're really fired up about helping and getting the people together for this movement. We need to send a strong message to Sacramento. So if you are available October 5th, please make it a point, if you can, to come out to the state capitol in Sacramento. I will be there. I'll be speaking. And it's going to be a really exciting time with fellow patriots. Okay. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Shasta County, Marguerite. So I'm not sure if we have anything in Shasta County. I know that, let me take a look here. Let's take a look. I'm going to give you, Marguerite, the letter, the document where you can go to see if we have one. If not, if you know of somebody who might like to be, we would love to have one or two or three people up there to take part, because we need people in every county. Now, we have certain groups that might be leading, but maybe they aren't taking or collecting signatures, but they'll be participating in the submission to the secretary, to the voter registrar's office. I'm going to take a look. Recall party time. Yes, it's recall party time. Absolutely. We are fired up. We have our first deadline on September 30th. That is September 30th. And the final date for submissions is February 13th. So as it looks like right now, we have a lot of petitions circulating, and we just need to make sure we get them back. We can sort through them. We can put them out by county and get them ready for that September 30th drop-off to the county locations. And we need people to step up to help us do that as well. I can't be at 58 counties in one day. So we really, all of us need to play our part. And we also can't just have one or two people there. We need to have a couple people there to be able to witness and make sure that the counties are taking in the petitions properly, that everything is being done right. And that way our volunteers and you community members and citizens can feel secure and know that this process is being done appropriately. The other thing I want to tell you folks is we need to keep a running tally. This is something that was asked last night at the workshop, and they said, oh my gosh, where do we report? Where do we report how many we've gathered? It is coming. And so what we're going to do is we're going to also, like the drop-off locations, have a place where you can go on our website and you can let us know just how many signatures and petitions you've had filled. So that way we know when you mail them to us or you give them to your drop-off location person, what has been collected, okay? And then I want to make sure that you guys are getting fired up because you know just how many of those bad boys are out there. There are a lot. I am overwhelmed by the movement to recall Gavin Newsom. I am overwhelmed. We have, 12,000 raw downloads. We've given out, I think it is about 10,000 copies of petitions, not just single petitions to one person, but duplicating petitions, individuals for groups, and people who will give to groups who will give to more groups. So this is phenomenal, folks. This is phenomenal. So this is great news. Each one of those petitions has 3 signatures, and if you duplicate them, because most people I hear are making 100 to a whole ream, 500 copies to collect. So this is huge. So hopefully by September 30th, we have a smashing number. The Secretary of State and the voter registrars are pushed to do a count. We need, I think it is around 150,000 signatures submitted by September 30th, which I have no doubt we're going to crush. But we need those numbers in order to push the voter registrars to count. So they don't have to start counting the signatures and verifying them until they have that number. They'll count how many they kind of receive, they'll count how many petitions and how many line items they receive, but they won't verify the signatures until they have enough. And frankly, we don't really want to give the voter registrars petitions and let them sit on them. We want to give them petitions and put them in a place where they need to start working and taking a look and validating so we can take action. A lot of people are concerned about will they count them right? Will they process them correctly? Will they be overly harsh and discard? Well, folks, this is where we have to be vigilant and you have to push through. We have to stay motivated and we have to be smart. So this is why we're looking to hold and then submit a strong number to their offices and force that count and force that process. And then we can start submitting them in a way which is more rhythmic and every week and whatnot by authorized personnel. So now I'm going to take a break real quick and look at your questions. Carrie, see? Look at that. Carrie printed 1 ream. If you don't know what 1 ream is, that's 500 petitions. That's 500 petitions. And I'll tell you, it goes quick. You give 25 to this person and 25 to that person, and you go through and you have instructions, which, by the way, are on our website. Let me get those instructions real quick. We have instructions on ranaf.org where you can print this out, and it tells you what goes on what line item, to fill in between the lines, to make sure that the information is written neatly, and to make sure that we're meeting all of the needs for the Secretary of State. So this is printable online as well. You can have that handy there. So thank you, Carrie, for saying that, because it's true. We all can play a large part. And again, if like you've printed 500 and you're collecting in mass and you're having to print another ream and you're giving them out and you're collecting them and you're really active, think about the numbers 12,000 people have downloaded that petition. You can do the math. The point is we need to get all those signatures and petitions back, get them filed, get them organized, go through them, make sure they're all on the right kind of paper and they're all perfect, and then we can submit them to the Secretary of State. I want to take a look again here. Okay. Onward. I love that. Tally ho! You guys are great. You guys are great. Oh, you were. Yes, you were. I don't even know why I didn't piece those names together. You're awesome. Yes, the Secretary of State issued this recall on the date where I was at convention, and I was with 1,000 other leaders almost in one place here in the state of California, and it couldn't have been a better godsend to help usher out and fire up the troops and get the information out to the people. But now we've got to do the good hard work. We've got to put boots to the ground, activate, and take charge. So let me take a look. Susan. So who's out there in front of the stores or somewhere else? So there are millions of stores, I'm sure, in California. There are a lot of individuals, volunteers of ours, who have signed up, several thousand of them, and many of them are from the stores. So they're out this weekend. We're also going to be putting another link on I know there are a lot of links, but for people who have events and they want you to know where they're going to be, we want to make sure that you have that information. So we're going to have another way for these individuals to be able to post to you, so that way you know where there are events in your area. I did hear that there are some people posting their events on their websites, on Eventbrite, their private events. So, at farmers markets, at gun shows, there was, I think, a fish and tackle show or two. There might have been two, or that was a couple gun shows. Doesn't matter. People are out there. So, if you want to do that, you can do that as well. You can connect with Crystal Jade or Valerie and talk about how you can play a part in that way as well. Yeah, Gloria, thank you. So I want to talk a little bit about the actual recall petition. I heard today that one of our locations, for some reason, had people sign from multiple counties on one form. We want to talk about that today. Petitions. Recall petitions for the state of California for Gavin Newsom have only one county listed on them. This petition, if we wrote in San Diego, would be for San Diego. People who are from San Diego County would put register in San Diego County, would put their residential address here and sign and date. The circulator does not have to be from San Diego. The county is for the voter registrar. The people are the registered people in that county. The circulator or the circular, they do not have to be from that county. But it's important to say that this is why you need more than one petition on you. Even if you're going to your family's house and they're from California. If you say, well, Erin, how am I going to get, I don't live in San Diego County, how am I going to get this document to the county registrars? Mail it to us. We're going through all of the petitions and separating them and giving them to the individuals who hold the petitions under lock and key, confidentially under lock and key, at which point we're going to submit them after we've made sure that they're on the right size paper. We're making sure that everything meets the standard that the Secretary of State says, and then we submit them to the voter registrar, okay? So you don't have to live in the county to sign the circulator portion or collect petitions for that county. The only people who have to live in that county are the people who are signing. And it's important you carry 2 or 3 petitions on you to make sure that for example, myself, I live in Riverside County. There might be people here visiting from San Bernardino. or San Diego or LA or Orange County or Imperial. Imperial is real close in a lot of ways. So it's important to have those on with you, on your person with you, and have it available. Yes, Lee, there was some, we're going to take a moment right now to observe the people of the state of California and their right to sanity and security. And I say sanity because right now we do not have sanity in our legislative offices or in leadership in Sacramento. Just today, Gavin Newsom released over a dozen, I believe it's in the double-digit 20 number of felons that were not supposed to have parole. They were lifetime sentence without parole, and he pardoned them. Gavin Newsom is literally releasing criminals into the public and putting our communities at risk on some sort of a test project. And the people of this great state of California should be outraged. They should be outraged. And this is yet another opportunity to hear out the individuals who may want to sign a recall petition, because this sort of thing doesn't sit well with most Americans, most certainly, and even Californians who people deem as quite liberal. If they have common sense and they have family and a mother and a daughter or a sister or a brother or even friends that they care about, this sort of thing bothers them. And then, unfortunately, the media would have you believe something quite different. Unfortunately. But fortunately, we have a recall movement going to recall Gavin Newsom, and we can make this happen. All we have to do is activate, unify, and activate, and take this state back. But that's up to all of you and me, and we're going to have to work hard. I believe that signers must be, okay, so there's more questions about the petitions. I believe that the people are fed up and they're ready to do this. They're ready to recall Gavin Newsom and they're ready to take action. They've been sitting here for 8 months going, what can we do? What can we do? Well, we could do a lot of things. We can learn about how to fill out petitions and how to garner signatures and make sure that they're correct and take back our state. So now I'm going to go back to our feed, our live feed, because this is Ask Me Anything about recalls right now. Okay, Lee, yes, he is for freeing violent criminals from prison and illegal aliens. It's unfortunate, but he is. He's open borders. That's true. Thank you so much, Carrie, for signing off and taking charge for being a drop-off location and a signing location. Someone will contact you tomorrow for sure. Deborah, signers must use physical addresses, not mailing. So, okay. So here on the petition, we have the county, which we described a little bit earlier. On line 1, we have print your name. That's your name as registered to vote. Then you have your residence address only. That is where you live. Okay? That is where you live. The number and the street name. Unless you're in rural California, and then you would put an indicator. But that's a number and a street name. Then you have your signature space, sign in the lines, no hanging chads, no hanging down J's, no hanging down P's or G's or anything. Sign in the lines. And then put your city and your zip. P.O. boxes are not accepted. This must be your residence address. When we go down here to the circulator, so if you're collecting signatures, you're considered a circulator. You will also be filling this out. And I know if you're getting only 3 on a page, your hand's going to get tired. But we thank you for your dedication and your hard work, and we're appreciative that you're going to take the time to fill this out properly and neatly and legibly. You put your name, and it says right under here what you write, and then you put your residential address right here. And then if you don't have a residential address and you need an indicator because you live in rural California, you can do that. And then you put the dates that you gathered the petitions. It could be today's date, month, day, and then year. And then if you finish filling out this form tomorrow with somebody who signs, you put that tomorrow's date there, month, day, and year. And then only after you've filled the sheet and you're finished documenting this, then you execute, which you put the date and you put the city, and then you put your signature along with the date again. Okay, I know it's a lot. But it's important that we fill it out properly. And again, P.O. boxes are not accepted. This is one reason why earlier I had explained petitions are confidential. Please do not take pictures of your petitions and post them online. We are very proud of you for taking action and getting people to sign, but signing a petition is confidential. Their information on this sheet is confidential. They're trusting that people who are taking this action are going to be people of strong moral character and responsible enough to be able to take charge of this. So don't take pictures. I know it's a social media age. Don't take pictures of the actual petitions. If you take pictures of the actual petitions and post them on our webpage or post them on our Facebook, we will give you a letter and a note and let you know that we're removing the photo for confidentiality reasons and ask you to kindly remove all photos from social media. And it's important, even if it's your own. This is a day and age where we need to be real careful about what we're sharing online, and especially residential addresses, okay? So I know I'm going over that a lot, but safety is important. And so is filling out this form. So I'm going to go down here again. Stella Strong. Hi, Erin. Are we able to send petition in the mail to folks living in rural areas and includes a self-addressed stamped envelope to be sent back to us? What I would suggest would be if you are going to do that, if you have friends or family that want to sign the petition and you want to mail them a copy of the petition so they can have it, I would suggest you do so and call them and let them know that you're sending it. And then you can send them an envelope with our address on it. What's important is there is a lack of liability on your part. I mean, we don't want you to have put that return address to you and then you have to return it to us or your drop-off location. It's just one more place where this information could get lost. If you're going to mail out petitions to somebody who lives in a rural area that you know that wants them, please have them send them back to us. We'll receive them, we'll sort them by county, and if there's a person up there that is a holder of the petitions, they'll receive those once they're ready, and they'll be submitting them to the county registrar. Now, if you are a holder of petitions up in your area, if you're in a rural area, that may be a different thing. If you know of a person who is out there and they've asked for it because they know you're circulating and there's so much space in between, that shouldn't be an issue. But again, we really would like people to make sure that people understand the integrity of the system, that what they're getting is legitimate recall petition, that the petition will be handled with care and respect because it's their personal information and their views, and it be held in the highest discretion. So that's where that stands. Hopefully I answered your question. Okay. Oh, Susan, well, you know, if it were, Susan says, wow, you're amazing to get this going for all of us in Californians. You were all amazing in helping this happen. That's the reality. When people were crying out to me at the end of last year when Gavin Newsom took office and they were in fear of literally having to leave the state because they were worried he was going to roll back Prop 13 right away. He did many things. That's something he hasn't done yet, but he's on a straight way to an agenda of socialism and communism is what it looks like. and division and releasing criminals from prison. It's pretty incredible what he's doing, the reality of what he's doing. And in January, when we started this movement, people were fired up, and they helped, and many of you did help, and many of you are fighting every day and volunteering in different ways. And I'm just, I perhaps I'm humble, but I just feel like I'm honored to be here and be helping you, and be fighting for you, because nobody seems to be. There are a lot of people doing a lot of things in this state, and quite frankly, if you look at the title of this video, we need to unite to win, and we really need to stop the divisiveness and fight for what we believe in. And as many people who are saying they want to fight and saying they want to win and saying they're going to do something out there, very few are doing it. And even fewer, the people who might be doing something, are dividing. They're tearing apart the people. They're positioning the populace against one another. And to me, that just is not, it's un-American. It's really quite un-American. So it's an honor to be able to be fighting for you, and I take it very seriously, and I just feel like we have got to be successful. We have to send a strong message. Enough is enough. Gavin Newsom, gruesome Newsom, you are on your way out of the state capitol, and we are not going to tolerate your anti-American, anti-Californian positions any longer. And this recall, the people signing petitions is going, those numbers are going to send a message, shockwave down your spine, to let you know just where you stand with the people of California. And mark my words, Gavin Newsom, you may run, but you can't hide. So it doesn't matter how many vacations you go on, we see you, and we're coming for your job. This is a sacred seat to be governor of the state of California, and you are abusing your power. And this will go on for as little time as we can make physically possible. We will recall you, and we will remove you from office. The people of the state of California are ready to see you go. With that, I want to read the statement that Gavin Newsom gave, and I think we all need to recognize the value in what he said. He talked about, and I have a copy of the recall petition. Yes, Debbie. So I have a copy of the intent to circulate recall petition. This, of course, was an actual newspaper, an entire page, where Gavin Newsom, we were the first people. Our teams, our 100 and some odd proponents, we were the first people to move to recall Gavin Newsom. And we wanted to send a message to him that we were fed up. After Gray Davis, we thought it'd be clear if we didn't have to go into SB 27. At that time when we did the first movement to recall him, SB 27 hadn't passed. But even the second recall, SB 27, we didn't have to go into that, because it's bad enough what this man has done, not just as governor, but prior to that as lieutenant governor and as a person in leadership. And our intent to petition said just this. The grounds for recall are as follows. Over a decade of proven mismanagement of policies, public monies and resources, and lack of leadership have led to deterioration of California communities, poor schools, crumbling infrastructure, outrageous rise of costs from gas to utilities, mass housing crisis, frightening increase in homelessness, and insurmountable debt, all caused by gross mismanagement. Massive increased public safety risk by pushing forward laws and policies like Medicare for all and universal health care, and laws protecting and helping illegal aliens, putting Californians and United States citizens, including our veterans, last. The point of this was, we are not important to Gavin Newsom. Our needs, the money that we're funding, the taxpayer dollars we put in their hands up there in Sacramento, we're not a priority to them. They're putting their money everywhere else but into our communities, really. They are padding certain interests. They are pocketbooks of certain people. He is offering school to minorities and certain groups and the poor receive subsidies for school already. In fact, Gavin Newsom recently pushed to pay for 2 years of schooling. I want to know who he's paying for 2 years of schooling for, because we already have programs for certain groups who need a hand up, not a handout. So Gavin Newsom's giving a lot of money away, a lot of resources, tax dollars, your money. He's giving your hard-earned money that you've entrusted to them to take care of our roads, to take care of our school and our children. He's giving that money away to programs that likely don't, should not even be eligible for those monies. And that's a shame. And in his response, Gavin Newsom said something really interesting. He called you an extremist. He called me an extremist. And when I say he called you an extremist, if Gavin Newsom calls me an extremist, he calls every one of my friends, he calls my family, he calls my countrymen extremists, because I'm an American. I bleed red, white, and blue. And it's just unacceptable what he said. And I'm going to read that to you because many of you may have seen it or remember it, seeing it somewhere, but maybe you haven't read it. He says, warning, this is unwarranted recall effort will cost California taxpayers $81 million. It's being pushed by political extremists supporting President Trump's hateful attacks on California. Less than 1 year ago, by historic margins, California voters elected Gavin Newsom governor. Since then, Governor Newsom has already made good on his promises to 1. Increase funding for public education. 2. Protect and secure your health care. 3. Whoa, let me rewind. Who is he referencing when he says your? 3. Improve water, roads, and bridges. Have you seen our water? The reports? First of all, water's a whole nother issue. We have our own struggle with water. And as a matter of fact, the way our water systems work in the state of California, he has no right to talk about it. But that's a whole nother issue. But the roads and the bridges. Have you driven on the roads and the bridges lately? Sure, there are improvements, but in some areas, but it's because they have certain funding. But for the most part, he's full of himself. Number 4, prepare California for wildfire threat. Is he talking about the billions of dollars, the $10 billion plus slush fund he created for the energy corporations who basically funded his election campaign? Perhaps. It's just such bias. In any case, I'll go on. Our budget is balanced. Our reserves are unprecedented. Our state economy and employment have hit historic highs. Yet a handful of partisan activists supporting President Trump and his dangerous agenda to divide America are trying to overturn the definitive will of California voters and bring Washington's broken government to California with this recall effort. There are some people on our proponents list that, are independents, no party preference. I don't know if they voted for President Trump, but I sure as heck know that they don't approve of Gavin Newsom and what he's doing in tyranny to the state. And quite frankly, all of us are just regular people. We're not bringing Washington's politics to California. We want to get Washington's politics out of our legislature. The influence of Nancy Pelosi on Gavin Newsom has obviously been strong because he's been leading with a strong arm, probably influenced by his auntie. But nonetheless, let's go on. The last thing California needs is another wasteful special election supported by those who demonize California's people and attack Californians' values. Gavin Newsom's values, are they your values? Are Gavin Newsom's values California's values? I highly doubt it. And the recall and the petitions will show. He says, don't be fooled. California's police officers, firefighters, first responders, public school teachers, health providers, and business leaders all strongly oppose this costly recall. He says all. I'm going to tell you, folks, that's not true. That's not true. And in fact, there were firefighters, police officers, and first responders and school teachers in a meeting that I was in just the other day. In addition, there were healthcare providers there as well, and business leaders in many different industries who were there. So that's another lie. But nonetheless, Gavin Newsom goes on. Do not hand over your signature, your support, or your personal or private information to this destructive recall scheme. Signed, Governor Gavin Newsom, State Capitol Building, first floor, Sacramento, California, 95814. Enough said. It is time to get this state back on track. It is time to move forward in the recall of Gavin Newsom, and it is time to make our way for a better country, for a better future for the great state of California. I want to thank all of you for joining me tonight. I would like to ask you to please share this video and take part in restoring California. If you have any questions, you can send us emails. But really, we need you to take charge and ownership here in the state. Your community is your community, and you can get rid of Gavin Newsom and how he's impacting your community if you only take charge and you make that next step. I want to thank each one of you again. God bless you. God bless California. And God bless this great state of California. Good night.